Yeah, so I came across this cool workshop video made by Yannek Maunz from Germany, where he has a workshop of the Sub 37. And one of the patches that he creates is really cool because the Sub 37 apparently has this function where you can put the glide on only one of the oscillators and have the other oscillator unaffected by the glide, which really creates a really cool sound where the other note kind of glides in to the bass note, so to speak. Sounds like this.
The distance gets between the tones, the longer the glide will be. Now you have like this one.
Yeah, so that's really cool. So I thought that I would try to replicate this with the Access Virus TI, but since we don't have that function on the Access Virus, it kind of hit me last night when I was trying to go to sleep that instead of trying to use the matrix to kind of replicate this effect, why not use one of another part for that specific oscillator instead? So what I did was that I just put the glide on part 2 and I have the part 1 kind of like Maunz. And in order to get this kind of patch, first what he does is that in his patches he kind of wants a really long release. Now we just have an initialized patch like this. So first of all I set only to use one oscillator. And now we just have a really short release. So we go into the amp envelope and then we increase the release here. And I think in that specific patch he kind of has really long release. I think it's even longer. So we go like something like that. And one of the other things that I kind of notice when comparing the sounds with the Moog and the Access is that the Moog's saw wave is a little bit softer. So I mean it's something kind of like in between, or just going a little bit into the sine wave. Maybe something like that. Yeah. Then I just copied that into the second part. So now it's the first part, and then I made a MIDI track that sends MIDI data only to the second channel on the virus. So they are the same now, but you can see that it's the second channel that's responding. And then we want to have that kind of glide effect over here, but also before that, what you need to do, or what he did in the video, was that he tuned the second oscillator first a whole octave up, like so. Sorry, my bad, I edited the wrong part, so I'm going to do it like that. So now let's get this to 1 octave. Okay, so now it's 1 octave up, but he also went it to be a fifth above, so we're going up to 19. So now we have this on the second oscillator, and together with the first oscillator we get this. Yeah, nice. And now we just need to incorporate the portamento on the second oscillator on part 2. So if we raise this, this is a pretty short glide. So the more glide you get, the more kind of ambient the sound gets. Yeah, so that's kind of nice. But if you want to have it even more Moogish and a little bit raw, I suggest you just incorporate some of the sub oscillator. It does that with the patch even on the Moog. So in order to get that really fat and gritty bass in the back. So now we got some really nice, it's starting to really have that little bit more bass sound. Then you gotta tweak it, of course. How much release do you want? Because the release kind of affects how long it takes for the portamento also to glide into the other. So, yeah. Another cool thing is that when you play like... fat pad ambient sound, and if you also you can go a little bit more crazy and start to mess around with the oscillators as well. I did that, kind of went into creating more of a square oscillator as well. Crazy about that, but also, of course, you can start to mess around with some of the filter as well. So you get some, you can tweak it a little bit. Then there's where this work around with the axis becomes a little bit more complicated. Since you have to tweak the filter on both parts, you cannot tweak the filter for the entire part. But instead, you could maybe use an external filter if you're using a DAW, like an auto filter or something like that. Or you can just go in and tweak the filters on each sound instead. So let's just, so here's just a saw wave. We can tweak the filters a little bit. We can pull down the filter. Yeah, and like that, and raise the decay some. Quicker response there on the bass together with the other oscillator. If we tweak the other oscillator's filter a little bit. Lower the volume a little. Yes, you can just go crazy, and I think it's a really inspiring sound that kind of gets the creativity flowing. So I hope this gives you an idea what you can do if you want to kind of imitate the Moog Sub 37. Yeah, cheers guys.